what would you consider to be an iconic DeMarco Majors moment, whether it be in acting or in life?
We're gonna have to mute his microphone, I swear.
We can jump to some of these questions people are asking too, but
no. I love that question. I'm a performative introvert. And so what I mean by that is that I'm very introverted. 90% of my time I'm alone. I love being in the house. But when I go out the house, I'm on. And that's why I have to go back and recharge. So one of the funniest and fun moments for me was going to New York on a vacation for 4 days. I go to, I'm walking around by myself, even though my friend, wanted me to come there and visit. And I go to a bar called CLO by myself.
I used to love CLO.
There, I'm listening to the music. I never heard music like this before in my life. I had never seen people like this. It was such a mixed club. People were dancing, the clothing, the music. I had never seen men that looked like that before. I'm just in awe. And then there were 4 more mature Black men that came up to me and they were just like, "What's your name?" And of course, I'm still in that protective shell. I'm like, "DeMarco." They were like, "We love your look." I'm like, "Oh, here we go." They was like, "Would you like to be in a video?" I was like, "Hey man, I'm visiting from California. I don't want to do porn. Y'all have a good night though, man." And they all started laughing. They were like, "No, that's not what we're talking about." And they hand me a piece of paper. The guy said, "Come here tomorrow." And there was this very handsome older Black man, with green eyes. He comes up to me and he says, "I think you should go." And for some reason, when he said that, it shook my spirit. So next thing you know, I'm on the train and I get to the studio. It's humongous. And I'm texting with my ex at the time and he's cussing at me. And I'm like, "I'm about to do this video. I know what it's for." He's like, you're lying. You're not doing this and that. And I'm like, I look over. There's this huge, long train of video cameras and people. And all the models that were in there stop. And I'm like, what's going on? I look over. Beyonce is looking at me. Kelly Rowland is looking at Beyonce. Beyonce turns back and goes, "He's cute. He's good looking. He's hot." And Kelly goes, "Mm-hmm." The train goes by. Tina Knoll grabs me and takes me upstairs to change. Hanging out at CLO Club. This is how my life has always been. Hanging out at CLO Club. The next thing you know, in a place that I never wanted to be, I'm doing a video with Beyonce.
And Kelly and Michelle.
Okay.
But what people don't know is that the year before that, they had their Atlanta Experience concert. I was sitting in the living room with all my friends, and I said, "I'm going to work with Beyonce one day." And they all laughed at me. That's why when I said what I was going to do, they're like, "No, you're not. You're lying."
Awesome.
That summer, Freakum Dress came out.
And there you were on the video with Freakum Dress. First of all, I'm trying to suppress my jealousy, but so I'm going to go ahead and ask this next question so we can make sure we get everything in. Okay, so I'm kind of switching the gears a little bit for you. You are a spokesperson and an advocate for HIV/AIDS awareness, and have even been cast as a lead in the commercial for PrEP. Tell us about your involvement to represent this platform.
Wow. Okay. You're taking the new hot seat. I see where we're going here. Thank you for that question.
I'll show you something at the after show. Okay.
I knew the editor-in-chief for the old magazine, Abercrombie and Fitch. Mm-hmm. He started working for The Advocate, HIV Plus and all that stuff. He was working with this producer. He was like, "I need someone, but I preferably like a Black man to be a part of this commercial," because nobody knew what PrEP was. Only the white gays knew how to get that 28-day pill, but nobody really knew what PrEP was. So they made a mistake by inviting me to a meeting on talking about what is PrEP, and it was in Brooklyn. And I sat there and I listened. I was being polite as I possibly can. And then they said, "Do you guys have any questions?" I said, "Are you guys marketing to us or targeting us? Which one are you doing?"
Okay.
"Which one are you doing?" And they looked at me and they said, "Okay, we want him in the commercial." So that's honestly, that's kind of how it happened, from just being open and willing to ask questions in that discussion group. But when we got on set, it was one of the most amazing experiences, because, you know, the people who were pushing PrEP came and sat down and talked with us, laughed and joked with us, let us put our spin into it, let us be a part of the creation of each scene and just have fun with it. So yeah, that's kind of how that came about. But being someone who's outspoken about HIV, it came because when I was diagnosed, the nurse, this heavy-set Black woman, and she looked at me and she said, "You're positive." And this was after I started telling her a little bit about my life and story, because she started asking me questions. She started crying and I started consoling her. So I felt that at that moment, this is what I need to be doing is, you know, don't be afraid of this. Take your medication, start talking about it, because if you don't talk about it, you're going to dwell and it's going to cause more harm.
How about that? How about that? I received that too.